Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello dear students, I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to learn about digital business course with the main topic of drivers of the digital economy. So we know that technology has touched almost every aspect of human life, from health, education, economy, and so on. This creates a new way, new method, and new business models, including economy sectors that leads to the digital economy. The term itself, digital economy, was first introduced in the book wrote by Don Tapscott titled The Digital Economy, Promise and Peril in the Age of Network Intelligence in 1994. It was back a long time ago when internet was still newly introduced to the world. But in that book, Don already already has a thought about how this technology will impact business process. It can not only about getting faster, but it can be used for the product development, marketing, even until competition mapping. There is difference with what we have right now. What we have a long time ago. Sorry. The digital economy, or ED, also called as the web economy, or internet economy, or information economy, because this is the main drivers of the economy. It's this technology, the information, the internet, and also the web-based technology. So the digital economy actually provides a new way of measuring how the output or outcome of an economic activity is produced. This could be done to give a various new business models that we know right now. So in conclusion, all forms of economic activities whose results are measured using the digital technology bases such as internet, web, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, robotics, and blockchains. So the digitalization is not only about internet, but it emphasizes more to the newer technology, the modern technology. Okay, so there are some catalysts of the digital economy. The first one is the internet penetration. The internet penetration is the main root cause of all this technology advancement, because this is who made possible the born of this technology from the industrial revolutions, the fourth industrial revolutions. And after that, the behavior change. Currently, many people also prefer something that is better, faster, cheaper, and easier. And this can only be made by the usage of technology, how we shift from the manual, from the conventional, to the digitalizations, to the modernized one. And then we have the birth of modern technology. This one is the next step of advancement of technology that is known as like the artificial intelligence, the virtual reality, robotic, blockchains, IoT, NLP, and so on and so forth. And this technology made the advancement or the modernizations even faster, even better, and it is able to comprehend or to collect all the data of the thoughts and informations to a new process business. So this can create a faster, cheaper, instant, and no boundaries of interactions. In the conventional methods, we can only do half of what we can do using this digital technology. And then the last one is the device of ownership. Right now, almost every people are being connected with their own mobile device, gadget. This can make the customization, specifications, and modernizations are being closer to everyone individuals. And this one is also why the digital economy getting better and more improved every time. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the drivers of the digital economy. What makes the digital economy is transforming the business models, the business process, the business environment to what we have right now. There are 4 types of digital drivers. The first one is the sharing economy model, blue ocean strategy, digital transformations wave, and also the utilizations of big data. The first one is the sharing economy. So the presence of economy digital is not only caused by the influence of digital technology. There are other factors. The main motor is an economy model. Previously, we can only having what we are using, we can only having the advantage of what we are having only by having the items or the tools or the service Like for example, we want to learn music, so we have to buy a cassette, we have to buy a CD. But right now, the economy model is transferring, it's shifting. We're no longer having to have what we want to use, but we can share the ownership. So this is creating a new business model, the sharing economy. Like if you see in this picture, there are owner of the resources. Owner of the resources can be many things. It can be money, it can be machinery, it can be profession, experience, knowledge, science, and so on. The owner. And then we have the seeker. The seeker is the people who are needing these things. Yeah, they're needing money, they may need machinery, may need knowledge, and this one is the society or the user. But in the previous model, this one between the owner and seeker can only wait for each other to find themselves. But using this digital technology, we can have this platform. The platform is the individual or the organizations that have expertise in the fields of management, IT, or finance, asset management, and so on, and they are doing the management of resource. But they are not managing their own resource. They are managing this owner's resource to be used by other parties. So this is like an agent between the owners and the seeker. But by that, what the resources have, it can be more useful. It can have added value from economic and social perspective and open new jobs. Yeah. Jadi so this one is a collaborative economy. We're not only having to have what we want to use, but we can share. This is the share economy or collaborative economy or peer economy. The main idea is the cooperation and synergy between parties that have resources, or the owner, and parties that have the capability to manage the sources, the platform. And this one is being made possible by the digital technology to find their seeker. Like for example, the easy example is Gojek. Yeah, as we know that Gojek don't have the motorcycle, they don't own the driver, they don't hire the drivers, they are just their partners or mitra. And then the seeker is the society, the whole citizens who are using the Gojek, using their apps, and Gojek itself is the platform, but they don't have the resources. And then we can find many other example, like for example Halodoc. They don't own the doctors, but they linking between the patients and the doctors using the platforms. And also Ruang Guru, yeah, the students and also the teachers with the materials, it is being connected through this platform. Okay, the second drivers is the blue ocean strategy. So you know, business only it's about competition, and competition is getting tougher and tougher. There are many players who are joining in the same industrial. Like for example, if we see in this picture, the red oceans, it is like for example, there are many fishes in the sea, but there are also many fishermen on the sea who are also fighting to have some fishes, gitu ya, to be brought home. Yeah, but this is a very intense competition, intense environment to do business. And currently, many business is doing in this arena. Usually they are fighting each other head to head by using promotion, target, discount, and many example. Yeah, but so this one is a very painful way to thrive in the business industry because there are many players to gain some maybe not very big resources. So there's a new method called the blue ocean market or the blue ocean strategy. It was being introduced by W. Chan Kim and Rennie Marborn. This innovation is carried out in different ways compared to the traditional and conventional ways, because they think that winning of the industry, it does not need to be done head to head, but we can do thriving in our business, yeah, not to fighting with the competitor that already exists. Yeah, or joining the red ocean strategy. We can do our fishing in the blue ocean. It is still large populations that can be cultivated, and then it can be stored, it can be maintained, gitu ya. and not many competitors in that area. So these blue oceans is the new innovations with new business models that have been carried out by existing business actors, and it can create a new market that has no competitors. New market that has no competitors. Like for example, imagine if you want to fighting head-to-head with Bank Mandiri, a banking, a very giant banking who is already have thousands of branches, thousands of employees, yeah. If we want to challenge Bank Mandiri head-to-head, it will be very painful. We have to have very huge resources to fight back. But using the digital technology, there is now can be innovation, which is the digital banking, right? Like for example, Bank Jago. Bank Jago is not ordinary at first because they don't have the physical or branch office at first. They only having the banking is only on the mobile phone or the platform, yeah. So this one is digital banking, but they are making their own market, difference with what Bank Mandiri already have, Bank BNI already have. And then for example, another example is like Tesla. We know that fossil fuel is not good, and we will eventually run out of fossil fuel. But Tesla is the one who is as the pioneer of the electric vehicle car. Yeah, and this one is also a pioneer and also innovator in this industrial, which means Tesla is being the player in the blue ocean strategy. Even though that this blue ocean will not stay for long, usually because there are other players who are also in the red oceans, saying, oh, so this is one is a blue oceans, and then they will move to the blue oceans, making this one is more dense. That's why innovation or innovator will have to find another new markets to dig in. We have to find where to sail the ship again. Okay, the third one is the digital transformation. As we know that since COVID-19 pandemic, it has become a momentum for change, for faster digital transformation. Like for example, how do we do working from remote spaces, from not from our office. Like for example, also in business, how do we do a contactless transaction? So digital transformations is being seen that it is a process that can be seen to develop or to improve or to create a new product or service, or to improve what we have right now. New working mechanism, new business process, and adopting digital technology to have what? To have a better, more efficient, cheaper, and more extensive and value added of what we provided to the society. And this one, the digital transformation, is not only happening in the private sector only. It is also happening in all sectors, including government. How do we reformasi birokrasi, and then Indonesia Digital, and so on and so forth. So it is a transition period from an old way of working, which was previously only automatizations, to the computerization, to the digital-based technology. This one, in order to accelerate business process, provide convenience, save costs, and provide better service quality. Like for example, in the business world, maybe we can say that Gramedia Digital, we're no longer having only a conventional bookstore, but also have an online platform. IKEA, we can order the furniture through applications, and then maybe we want to buy stock, stock saham. Previously it was we have to meet each other meet directly, yeah, but now we can do that in digital. And also fintech, financial technology. How do we get loan, for example, pay later, but please be wise about that. Previously we can only have maybe like liquefied the funds that we need, yeah, for loan. Maybe it is around 7 days, but right now it can be liquidify only in hours, yeah. So that means the digital transformations through what we have or what is being built right now, the financial technology and so on, it can build better ways to do business. Okay, the last drivers of the economy digital is the big data. Big data, it is, we know that everyone needs data and everyone produces data. Previously, data is only there without being possible to analyze in traditional ways, yeah. Like for example, how we wake up in the morning until what we do, the activities until the late afternoon. It was all data. But digital technology allows big data to be filtered, sorted, and analyzed, and presented in various forms. So the data is no longer idle, but it can be meaningful to something. That's why when the people said that who holds the data has the ability to control the market, beat the competitors, and influence the people's behavior. So big data is actually a set of data that comes from a variety of sources, which is very large and complex, structured and unstructured, and difficult to analyze in traditional ways. Like for example, the example of how do we use this big data application GetContact. The data is actually what our contact or our other contact is being saved in everyone's phone, and then it being data that is being transferred back to other people who is using the GetContact. Or we can see this Bubbly. PepsiCo was collecting data from the chat room, from the trends in social media, and wants to find out what is actually being the young people interested about in drinks, in beverages. So they found out that young people wants to have beverages that is sweet, taste good, carbonized, but 0 calorie. And that's why they launched Bubbly. It was in America. It is a carbonated soda drink with fruitful flavor and 0 calorie. And this one is a big hit in America. Okay, so to sum up, so we know that with technology, business model is not the same with last era. There will always be a newer technology leads to newer customer experience, new business process, and new competitions. Therefore, at least 40% of all business will die in the next 10 years if they don't figure out how to change their entire company to accommodate the new technologies. It is being said by John Sambers, the CEO of Cisco. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you all gain some knowledge from this. See you again. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sekian Sobat Setia untuk video pembelajarannya hari ini. Jangan lupa like, komen, dan subscribe. Sampai ketemu lagi di video pembelajaran berikutnya.